And a little bit excited in the Rema studio at the moment. We're talking just before the break about this wonderful Kiwi invention called Flexo. Now, we have talked about this on the radio beforehand, and they had a kickstart to raise funds to get this wonderful invention out into the world. And Mark Stolten, one of the inventors of Flexo, with me in the studio. Mark, it's wonderful that you've come back. So glad that you brought some of your toys with you as well. That's great.
Oh, thank you very much for having us. Yeah.
So last time we heard there was this kickstart. You were wanting to get investors to come alongside this, a great Kiwi invention. It's basically putting flexible tendons between your favourite construction toys. Now, it is a brilliant idea. Anybody who's seen the videos online or had a chance to play with it knows that it's brilliant. Did New Zealand grab hold of your imagination on this one? Did they get in behind it and invest with it?
Yeah, so we've been really blessed since pretty much this time last year. Did the Kickstarter, got in behind a huge Kiwi following, a big international following, and that allowed us to start manufacturing the product on a large scale, which we actually do here in New Zealand. So it's all made in New Zealand, which we're really sort of excited about. It's really important for us, and we're now actually coming out with a second Kickstarter, introducing new pieces, new colours, and glow-in-the-dark stuff as well.
Well, cool, because I was going to ask you, look, what are you doing for an encore after inventing this this amazing... Now, it seems like a simple idea, but there's some pretty clever engineering behind Flexo, because you're wanting to make sure that your product is safe, it's robust, it has the flexibility, but it's also going to be a great a toy for children to play with, and of course children of all ages. I'm just going to grab a starfish here. This is so amazing. It's an enormous starfish made out of, well, I can say the Lego word, can't I? I think I just have. It's Lego-like, but it is so much more than Lego. A wonderful toy that, I mean, the only limit is your imagination. And actually, some of this stuff goes beyond my imagination. I couldn't imagine anything this cool, but that's where guys like you come in, I suppose, Mark.
Well, I'd love to take credit for it all. The reality is, we had a couple ideas that we built to show people, and we were inundated with probably around 200 photos and videos of what people had built, and that starfish was actually someone else's idea.
Well, isn't that the cool thing about the internet, though? Yeah. You take a creative idea, you throw it into a creative space, and people's imaginations around the world have got on board, and seriously, that starfish is super cool. So I see some new shaped bricks here as well. You've got this kind of like a moon rover type device with circular, there's spherical wheels. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so the ball is an interesting shape. We love it, and we tried to build it out of the original pieces, which were squares and rectangles.
Yep.
And what we really came to understand was the triangle was sort of the bread and butter of construction. And fascinatingly enough, it's not really a piece that's used in Lego or other brands. That's partly because of how the whole system works. But we sort of wanted to come out with the first equilateral triangle. So we're actually doing a bit of a world first. Good old Kiwis again, trying something new, and then we've also added in a circle brick which has a hole for an axle piece, so you can use it with your Lego Technics as well.
Oh wow! Yeah, no, that's cool, and put some motor power behind it. These little triangular ones, these are so cool, so cute, and I can imagine these will go down well, and you're wanting Kiwis to get behind this idea again, get some funders in, and I mean, last time you did the kickstart, people who got in at the ground level, they got Flexo packs for their investment. I mean, that's a win-win situation, isn't it?
Yeah. So for us, the Kickstarter again is about people getting the product. These new pieces won't be going to retail till next year,
okay.
But this is an opportunity for people to get their hands on it. It will be delivered in November, so a full month before Christmas. So these are things that basically no one else is going to be able to get their hands on for Christmas presents and things like that. So they're great little stocking stuffers.
Yeah, no, that's a tricky word to say, particularly on live radio. I mean, these are absolutely brilliant thing, and getting in at the ground level on this, because I can imagine a few years from now people go, oh yeah, Flexo, we know all about Flexo, but say, oh yeah, no, I was one of the first investors into that. I mean, it's great to get behind great ideas and say that you were involved with it, because I mean, honestly, like you say, you're part of the process, but in some ways you can take credit for this wonderful starfish here. because you're part of the team that led to the creativity that made it. I mean, that's absolutely brilliant. Now, in terms of the product being available for retail at the moment, now we are looking particularly at the Kickstarter and taking it to the next level and these new ideas. But if people wanted to buy the current products retail, can they do that at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a wonderful distributor that's got us in Toy Worlds, Paper Pluses. Those are the main two at the moment.
Okay.
So it's the lovely orange Flexo packs. Nice. They come in a nice plastic box, which is a wonderful thing to keep them all together and store them. And those are in those places.
So if you go into Toy World or Paper Plus and say, "Hey, where's your Flexo stand?" That's a good start, and they'll point you in the right direction.
Absolutely.
I mean, orange is a great construction colour as well. Have you ever thought of anything other than orange?
So our current range at the moment is in orange and grey. Reason for that, orange is bright and beautiful. Grey works in well with people who want to put it into their Lego models.
Okay.
But this Kickstarter, we're actually coming out with 8 new colours, taking us to a total of 10 colours.
Wow.
Brights and neutrals again, that sort of theme. And then next year we're going to also introduce pastels to do with the sort of purples, the pinks for bracelets and jewellery, because that's another cool thing that we've found you can make out of this.
I'm sure the little girl pink market, that's going to be absolutely fantastic as well. Hey, wonderful to see a Kiwi company doing so well. For people that wanted to get involved with this Kickstart to be able to take it to the next level, how do they do that, Matt?
So the best way to do that would be either to go to Kickstarter and search for Flexo, and we're up there, or head to our website, which is flexo.nz. And then there's a link from that to the Kickstarter.
So flexo.nz, or just go to Kickstart and type in Flexo. And of course, if you wanted to have a look at these products, Paper Plus or Toys R Us, Mark, wonderful to have you back in the studio, and all the best for the next part of the campaign.
Thank you very much for having us.